Emily Turner believed that her daughter Lily was in safe hands whenever she stayed at her grandmother Margaret's house. She pictured warm cookies, cuddly toys, cozy blankets, and soft lullabies. That house had always been a place of comfort and happy memories for both Emily and Lily. For years, visiting Grandma was an event to look forward to. Emily and Lily would spend weekends there, enjoying peaceful days and joyful nights. Margaret, who lived alone, always welcomed them with open arms. She adored her daughter and granddaughter more than anything. But something changed. One weekend, after returning from her grandmother's house, 6-year-old Lily seemed different. The bubbly little girl who once filled rooms with laughter was now unusually quiet. She barely smiled. Her eyes looked distant, and something deep inside her seemed to have shifted. At first, Emily thought it might just be a mood swing. Maybe Lily was tired. Maybe she missed her. But soon, the signs grew harder to ignore. Every time Emily mentioned visiting Grandma again, Lily's face would fall. She would shrink into herself, visibly nervous. And when Emily had to leave for work and told Lily she'd be staying at Grandma's, Lily didn't throw a tantrum. She simply cried. Silently. With tears that told a story she wouldn't put into words. Emily was torn. She didn't want her daughter to miss out on the loving bond of a grandmother. She herself had been raised by Margaret and knew how nurturing she was. There was no reason to be concerned, was there? Still, the unease in her gut grew stronger. Then one day, Emily's job required her to leave town unexpectedly. Her ex-husband lived far away, and she had no close friends who could watch Lily. There was only one option: Margaret. "I don't want to go," Lily whispered. "Please, Mommy." But Emily had no choice. "I really need you to be strong for me this time," she said gently. Lily didn't argue. She lowered her head and walked to her room. The next morning, Emily packed Lily's things and dropped her off at Margaret's house. The elderly woman welcomed them with a smile and wrapped Lily in a warm hug. But Lily didn't hug her back. Emily left, unaware that she had just made the biggest mistake of her life. The following day, Emily was sitting in her hotel room when her phone rang. It was Margaret. Her voice was trembling. "Lily's not acting like herself. She locked herself in the bedroom and won't come out. She's crying and won't say a word." Emily's heart sank. She called her boss, explained there was a family emergency, and without wasting a second, got in her car and drove back, tears streaming down her face as she sped down the highway. When she arrived, she rushed inside, unsure of what she'd find. There, in the corner of the living room, was Lily, sitting on the floor, eyes vacant, cheeks stained with tears. Emily knelt down, pulled her daughter into her arms and asked, "Sweetheart, what happened? Tell me, please." But Lily said nothing. She didn't even look at her mother. It was as if she was somewhere else entirely. Emily didn't say another word. She simply picked up her daughter and took her home, without so much as a goodbye to her mother. Back at their apartment, Lily remained quiet. But now, her fear was even more obvious. She wasn't just sad. She was afraid. Deeply afraid. Emily couldn't ignore it anymore. And thankfully, she had something that might finally give her the answers she desperately needed. Before she had left for her trip, driven by motherly instinct, Emily had placed hidden cameras around Margaret's house. One in the kitchen, one in the living room, and one in the bedroom where Lily usually slept. Now, it was time to find out what they had captured. Emily opened her laptop and began reviewing the footage. At first, everything seemed normal. Her mother was cooking dinner, chatting gently with Lily, trying to comfort her quiet demeanor. But then, just when Emily was about to give up, something moved. She rewound the footage, watched it again, this time in slow motion. There, in the hallway behind Lily, a shadow passed by. Emily's heart stopped. It wasn't her imagination. It was the silhouette of a man who shouldn't have been there. She kept watching, breathless. Lily didn't notice at first, but as the shadow moved again, she flinched. Her entire body tensed. Her eyes widened. She began to tremble. Emily grabbed her phone and called her mother immediately. "Did anyone come to the house while I was gone?" Margaret was shocked. "No, no one came. It's just been me and Lily." Emily's voice went cold. "Get out. Right now. Come to my place. And don't go back until I say so." Then she called the police. She sent them the footage and prayed they weren't too late. When officers searched Margaret's home, they made a horrifying discovery. A man who had been missing for over 3 weeks was hiding in the attic. He had food, water, and supplies stored there. He had been secretly living above them for who knows how long. When Margaret arrived at Emily's apartment, she was shaken to the core. She hugged Lily tightly. "I had no idea." Emily turned to her daughter and gently asked, "Did he hurt you?" Lily looked at her mother and began to cry. "No, but he said if I told anyone about him, he'd hurt you." Emily held her close and whispered, "He'll never hurt anyone again. You're safe now." She would never forgive herself for ignoring the warning signs, for pushing away her intuition, for trusting what had once been safe, without question. Now, she shares her story to warn other parents. Never dismiss your child's sudden changes, withdrawn behavior, silence, fear. Sometimes, the things we don't see are the most dangerous of all. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next story, but until then, stay safe, stay aware, and always listen to the silence.